A late start here, but we're here all the same. We expect a guest, but of course, I'm going to allow for some phone calls until our guests get here. We're going to open up the lines. And this is the talk on the block, and if it's on the block, we'll talk about it. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, so let's take our calls, and of course, we'll get into a break and we'll continue with our guests. Are you there, caller?
Yes, I'm there. I just called to ask a question regarding Checo. I'm not hearing anything yet in Calypso. I don't know because I see him walking lately with his stripes on his shoulder. So I say, business change. Checo, we're waiting on you know, for a quarterfinal. My tickets have been bought already. Just come out, Checo.
Checo.
Let me get you them to stripe on your shoulder. We need to hear you. Bye-bye.
Checo. Well, I think I got a list, though. I think I got a list. Let me see if I can find it. Of the quarter finalists. And their positions. I think number 1, Mighty Omi. The second, Reds. Third, Hixie. Number 4, Nashal. 5, Bob. 6, Jama B. 7, Sandy. Number 8, Calfa P. Number 9, Caressa. Number 10, Soul Poose. Number 11, Lady S. Number 12, Tasha P. Number 13, Bingo. Number 14, Mighty D. Number 16, Liberator. Number 17, The Web. Number 18, Danyan. Number 19, Sai. I think number 20, Imash. I hope I pronounced that one well. 21, Shanice. A Mystery at 22. So I said 21, Shanice. Mystery at 22. 23, Checker. 24, Trendsetter. 25, Checo. Whether he'll appear, of course, on that night, it's a different question. Let's wait and see. So number 26, Royettes. Number 27, Daddy Chess. Number 28, Mika. Number 29, JD. Number 30, Jared. Number 31, Shadow Flow. Number 32, Abia Israel. You want that list again? I'm going to run through it. Number 1, quarterfinals. Mighty Omi. Number 2, Reds. Number 3, Hixie. Number 4, Nashal. Number 5, Bob. Number 6, Jama B. Number 7, Sandy. Number 8, Kalfa P. Number 9, Caressa. Number 10, Soul Puss. 11, Lady S. 12, Tasha P. 13, Bingo. 14, Mighty D. 15, Liberator. 16, Observer. And the second part of the show, 17, The Web. 18, Danyan. 19, Sai. 20, Inoa. 21, Shanice. 22, Mystery. 23, Checker. 24, Trendsetter. 25, Checo. That's a big question there. Whether Checo will show up, we'll have to find out, huh? Number 26, Royette. 27, The Daddy Chess. Number 28, Micah. 29, JD. 30, Jared. 31, Shadow Flow. 32, Abia. So that's the lineup for the quarterfinal. We'll come back after this.
It's all about Calypso quarterfinals on Saturday, 17th January 2026 at 8:30 p.m. at the Fraction Valley Road. 32 Calypsonians backed up by the Stringsters Band. Early bird ticket is only $30 online at Eventbrite. General admission $50. Sit-in $60. VIP $100. Don't forget the date, January 17th, 2026 at 8:30 p.m. It's all about Calypso, Calypso, Calypso. Calypso quarterfinals sponsored by Flo Dominica, Josephine Gabriel, Tropita Water, Coca-Cola, Henneken Gay, Discover Dominica Authority, John Buffet, Tomlet, Fresh Market, Do It Center, BB Rum, Big Edge, Perkins Pizza, ICWI, Vibian TV, Kyrie FM, BBS Radio, Vines Radio, and QFM. Thesamem, you got to be there.
Dominica, Q95 Radio is opened for your business in collaboration with the National Development Foundation of Dominica. Get ready to join Q95 Radio and NDFD for Nature Island Small Business Buzz, a live radio program bringing in empowerment to small business ideas and entrepreneurs across Dominica every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m., offering a unique national platform for small, medium, and growing business enterprises in Dominica. Together, we'll aspire to connect, advertise, learn, collaborate, and witness small business entrepreneurs thrive and succeed in the fertile broadcasting soil of Q95 along with the NDFD. Join us on our journey every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. One unbroken, exciting hour of free Q95 Radio small business promotion as together we explore all the challenges, the setbacks, the setups, the comebacks, stories, the history, the startups, the breakthroughs, the financing, the sweat, the toil, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the business plan, the overall success in pursuing your small business dream come true in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Join veteran broadcaster Franklin Peter Moses and Mr. Donald Bocasio, highly skilled, qualified, sought-after business and entrepreneurial manager, small business development expert, and strategic business coach. Together, we're taking you and your small business to the pinnacle of success in the Dominican economic landscape. So don't miss Nature Island Small Business Buzz every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Q95 Radio, the big station.
Auto Trade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the Auto Trade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new Auto Trade app. Download the Auto Trade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
It's that time again. Share the crunch this Christmas with KFC's festive feast. Only $55 gets you 5 pieces of chicken, 4 hot barbecue wings, 2 regular fries, 2 biscuits, 2 16-ounce drinks. Win big with KFC's buckets of giving. A laptop, a smartphone, $1,000 cash prize, $200 US Amazon gift card, and so much more. Purchase the festive feast bucket in the store, at the drive-thru, or on delivery, and write your name and number on the back of your receipt. Terms and conditions apply. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yet we deliver. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. At 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
All you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but he had time see me. Where? Story start again. Million, lot of my power with us, huh? Salcapella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, yeah. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. To pack a spetting way, but it could in my pepper palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Floss's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Floss's can't do it to you.
That's how we're going to start it off with one of your favorite guests on radio, huh? As a matter of fact, that's his request, huh?
Your people want to go back USA. Every day is something. Every day is something. something. November had a smell. Brand new garbage trucks and we still could not tell. No lights in the stadium, no first class cricket. And every day, getting a ticket. While people searching for love, I see yellow in the tongue with a man and some glove. Olio, I have something to ask. How so much people winning money by that? Every day is something.
Every day is something. Tell me something.
October always hot. Independence time, diasporas in the spot. MJ and Daffy reunite. While Ron and CK still living in a fight. DFC, the lineup was great, yeah. But honestly, the show running late. It's a turn boy, take our money and run go. At least the rich, get a new mush, yeah. Every day is safe.
Let's allow this one to continue for a few minutes.
September wasn't fun. But this is not the step. Things who love gone. First time I see things so what? The whole executive resigned from the Calypso. The next month was election. In a few days, man leave in position. The PM made the pub in the capital. I hope this was the roof of the cathedral. Every day is something. Every day is something. Yeah. Every day. Yeah. Boy, August was a lot. Police wake up one day and break down them block. It have one block. Their name in French. Them man make a call and they get back their bench. Violence on the right, so the police on the run down. They go by MJ and they get some toy guns. Tricks try his best to get a mention. But look up and not like attention. Every day is something. Every day is something. William put on his foot, nothing on rental. Next day, GK go viral. What he did wasn't nice. So as the partner make a run, GK apologize. Locus is back, and that's what we need. Cause them days, they put us in real. Soon as we have still on the lineup. I see some musicians not to act up. Look stupid, this boy. Every day is something. Yeah, every day is something. Every day is something. Stop them.
I pick a joke. I can meet anybody or anything, and I can do it again. Apology, just like easily.
Another one. Another resignation. UWP said goodbye to Mr. Lincoln. My mouth is mine, but you can really see Michael love his ginger wine. You can really see their head gone. Our mother in a house, using people roll on. Somebody not telling the truth. What really happened to the grammar school room? Something.
What should you do?
Something. In May, Casper was hot. A barrel of guns just land on the foot. Gaston fine well, he not giving up. He takes anti and giving us a money pull up. People making noise in NBD. Miguel trying to dance like Colton T. Anything to survive. Look to PM say 5 plus 5 is 55. Every day is something. Every day is something. April make me feel like a fool when I see them children fighting after school. I'm not really taking mentally. Is to see them children throwing alcohol. We need an intervention. We do. The capital still need to raise 7 million.
7 million.
Comes out sometimes. And she don't find it still want to come and rent your price. Every day is something. Every day is something. Every day is something. Shut down.
All right, Dominica, we're here every day is something, huh? Every day is something. A good afternoon to you. Of course, I suspect it's the final or the first show of the year for the Jollies here. And the request was, Matt, can we use the song?
It's a good song, man.
It is a good song.
It's a good song. It's a great song.
Well written, huh?
Very well written. You know, I'm going to tell you, Shelley's intellectual level keeps growing every single day. It just keeps getting better and better. You know, when you think he's reached the top, he goes up again.
He says he's a lyrical architect.
Yes, he definitely is. His words are skillfully put together, and I think he has the ability to take local events or recent events even and make them into a song where everything actually fits in. So I think he can claim the fact that he's a lyrical architect. So, but every day is something. So it's true.
Every day is something. And he may be heading out this weekend.
Yes. I gotta take off for a little bit.
Can you get in Trump country?
You know, Matt, the good news is I have the $15,000 for the bond if I need it. So I'm gonna be okay. But there's lots of reasons. Well, Matt, last time I was on the show, if you remember, I mentioned to all the public that there's more coming down the line. So we're seeing the more coming down the line right now. And again, we're in reactive mode. We're reacting to it. So we have to be patient and understand what's going on.
Well, most of what you see is happening to Dominica and more to the point, Antigua.
Yeah.
We have other countries in CARICOM, of course, or the OECS doing the same thing, but they're not on that list.
Well, here's what's really going on, man. I think people need to take things into perspective a little bit. The U.S. is changing the game a little bit because we've had a lot of issues come up, and what we're doing is that they're changing the game and they're changing the narrative. But I don't want people to think that Dominica is being targeted. Well, it is, or Antigua is being targeted. What is really going on in the circumstance that we're at is that we're making some changes, but it's very clear to everybody that the two political leaders of Antigua and Dominica share a lot of similarities. And those two leaders are probably two of the most notorious leaders in the Caribbean that have basically gained access to a lot of wealth. They've been involved in several different, and I don't want to call it schemes, but they've been involved or implicated in several different schemes. But most of all,
I was about to ask, is it legal or illegal?
Well, most of all, it's not even about legal or illegal at this point, because legal or illegal has to do with the laws of their particular countries. So they've either changed laws or not make laws to make sure whatever that they're doing is permitted. But I'm going to tell you what it boils down to. The two leaders, which is Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt and Mr. Gaston Browne, are two of the most arrogant leaders.
You say arrogant?
Arrogant leaders that we have in the Caribbean. Not only that, these are also two of the most self-serving leaders that we have. And the arrogance comes down to the fact that they believe that they should not conform to normal and what is acceptable. So they've gone above and beyond. And you know, here's a level for you to think about. Dominica has 50,000 people. Antigua has just a little under 100, I think. And they go around calling themselves world bosses. And I'm thinking the world has several billions of people, but here are two people that have less than 100,000 people on their island that would make up a small town in any community, but they think they're bigger than life. So the arrogance of these two people are leading to a lot of problems. Not only that, a lot of the decisions that they have made are not necessarily in the best interest of serving the people. They have forgotten that they are servants of the people, and they have pretty much started treating the people as masters of the people. So, to some extent, that has been noticed. So, there is the bricks being put on that. And people need to know something about the US. We live in an age of technology. We live in an age of social media. These things are being noticed and recognized out there. No longer can you hide what Mr. Skerritt said 4 or 5 elections ago. All that stuff has been archived, and you can replay it, and you can determine what the mentality of that person is. So, really and truly, the US is not going to suppress anything, because really and truly they have no, I would say, power in these countries. But what they will do is make sure that these leaders now conform to normal and international standards, or do things the right way. And a lot of people, I notice, there's the idea that Donald Trump is doing this, the US is doing this, and they're oppressing this and they're oppressing that. Blame needs to be put on the decisions that were made by those leaders.
Would you agree, though? I've heard it mentioned a few times that Donald Trump may be a bully. Would you agree with that?
Well, but Matt, what we need to do sometimes is stop looking at what the results are. We have to look at what action brought that here. There were several actions that were done by these two leaders that have brought on these actions. And yes, is it a form of bullying? Yes, but Matt, you have to understand that these leaders have gone out of their way to do things that were not really in line with what normal leaders should have done. They didn't do a lot of things correctly. They took a lot of shortcuts. They literally tried to bypass the system, or as some people would put, try to game the system for personal gains. So this right now is repayment. And we as the people of Dominica are feeling it. But we do not understand that this oppression that is being put on us was brought by the actions of our leaders. So I want people to really understand, stop the blame game. And a lot of people said, hey, you're just like Donald Trump, or you're from the US, or you're this. But you have to understand that these countries are not going to tolerate tyrants. And this is what Mr. Skerritt really is. And this is what Mr. Gaston Browne really, these two are tyrants. They've taken over things and said, hey, I run a country, I can do whatever I want. And many people need to look at it. Mr. Skerritt is a tyrant. He's making decisions for Dominica without consulting anybody. He has made tons of MOUs that are signed without consulting anybody. He is telling you that I run things. No law, no constitution. I'm the world boss. Nobody can challenge me. And he has actually shown that character in Dominica, because anyone or anybody who's opposed Mr. Skerritt has been met with significant hurt, whether it be Thompson Fontaine, whether it be Edison James, whether it be Lennox Linton. Oh my God! You see what he did to Lennox? He crushed Linton like a cockroach, literally, simply because everything was all set up to make sure that the enemies fail. And anytime that you have these things happening, these political leaders end up being dictators. They end up being...
So he has demonized everybody else.
He's demonized everybody else. And not only that, they come out in front of the mic and tell you, oh, it's going to be good. We should stick together. And I watched his recent press conference, and you were there. Thank God. Matt, you asked a great question. I have to tell you, I have to put kudos to you, because this is the first time I've seen you gone to a press conference and you literally stumped the prime minister with a good question. And he couldn't answer Well, first of all, it was 2 questions. For those of y'all who didn't know this, there were 2 questions, and he barely answered or tried to answer one of them, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
But you did an excellent job, and I think so many people applaud you for asking these questions, because these are questions that he would not normally answer.
But some people feel, though, that I was putting the Prime Minister on the spot.
But the Prime Minister is on the spot, and not only that, he didn't have an answer to your question.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have an answer to any of your questions. And I looked at it and I'm like, wow, Matt has him right there, and he couldn't answer any of your questions. But if you notice that his last press conference, you listen to some of his words, and his words were very, very clear. It was like, can we come together? Can we put Dominica first? If we stick together, we will get through this. And I'm thinking, you were doing your own thing for so long. You never wanted to stick with us. You never cared about Dominica. All of a sudden, we Dominicans should stick to you when they're coming to put the hammer down. But yes, we're all going to feel it. The U.S. government is going to make it increasingly difficult for us as a small country. And if, Matt, I'm going to tell you, we don't make a 180-degree turn, things are technically going to get worse.
You think it's going to get worse?
Matt, there is, as I said, there is a pipeline that things are coming through.
You think things are getting tighter? And
Matt,
the news is coming down?
People do not understand the simple point. There is more to come on the visa stuff. It's not over yet. People think it's over. I'm going to tell you, anybody, if you're not a United States citizen, pretty much you're not going to be denied entry, but it's going to be so hard to get into America. You would need to have a reason why you're getting in. We need to know when you're getting in, when you're getting out, and we need to make sure you get in and you get out. It's going to be interesting. But we have to understand.
But do you think it's fair, though, to the ordinary?
No. It's by all means, no, it's not. We're not looking, Matt, this world is not fair. We're not looking at fairness, and we're not looking at humanity, and we're not trying to save everybody.
So why not punish, say, quote unquote, the politicians?
Well, but that is the way you punish the politicians. The way you punish your politician, remember, your politician is elected by your people. If your people feel the stress, they will change the politician. They will change the habits of the politician. They will change the direction and the thinking of the politician. The problem is that we have a politician up there right now who's leading the Dominica Labour Party that is very arrogant and who has refused to listen. Matt, listen. How many times have you heard Lennox or Mr. Fontaine or other people talk and say, look, this is not a good idea. I myself have come on this show several times, and you can replay my shows. It tells us we need to get rid of the CBI stuff. I even came on last time and said it would have been better if we were growing cannabis and shipping it. It would have been better if we were growing dasheen and shipping it. I have said that. But Matt, have they listened? Instead, the politicians have doubled down and said, no, the CBI is a good thing. It is great. It is
and they also said that we do not love Dominica.
We don't love Dominica because we're not supporting the CBI. Matt, it needs to go yesterday. We do not need to fix it. We do not need to adjust it. We need to get rid of the damn thing right now and tell them we're sorry, we apologize, we didn't know we caused that much pain. Tell us how we can fix it quick. We need to get on the right track.
You think that's the answer?
Matt, that is the answer. We have caused a lot of pain.
I was talking to somebody just a few minutes ago and he said, man, I don't think the CBI is the problem. What is the problem is our relationship with China.
One of the problem is our relationship with China. And not only that, Matt, I've come on this show time and time again and said, our position where we are so closely attached to the Chinese is going to get us in trouble. And you know what kind of trouble we're going to look for? We're going to end up just like Cuba. I'm going to tell you, if you give Dominica the next 5 years and it continues to take the stance that it has right now, we will be no different than Cuba.
You think so?
I know so for a fact. I can tell you that. In fact, I would be willing to put a bet down on it because here's the thing, Matt. We're going to see sanctions come up upon us. We're going to see all sorts of restrictions come up upon us. until such time that we become good behaviors and good people.
So it's gonna come a time sometime, Andy, as you said, that we need to take we need to make a choice.
We do, and it's now.
America.
It's not
China.
sometime. It's now. It's not. We have to make the choice now. You have to understand.
So what happens to the many Chinese we have here?
Matt, the Chinese are not the problem we have here. It's our policies and our posture towards the Chinese. You watched that video that we sent our president up to China to visit. And our president gave a speech concerning China. Our president, keep in mind, Matt, you have to understand, like you just told me a while ago, why are the poor people or why are the citizens of Dominica going to feel the hurt? Because our representatives up top are taking positions or are out there saying things that, when interpreted, it says the citizens of Dominica believe this. It says the citizens of Dominica think that China is the best place. It believes that China and President Xi is the best president in the world. It believes that China is going to be the leader of the free world. Well, Matt, if we take such positions and our leaders put this forward into the public eye, what do you think is going to happen?
Let me give you a reminder there. Mm-hmm.
Be respected. Our appeal to the U.S. is to let there be discussions. Let us sit at the table instead of having wars, instead of trying to remove governments in power, instead of moving to each other's country because we are smaller than you and you are more equipped than us and bullying us into submission. And so for us in the Caribbean, we are calling on the U.S. to cease that aggression against Venezuela. I think the entire Latin America and the Caribbean is singing one voice, and we can only hope that the U.S. will listen and will respect Venezuela's sovereignty.
We also heard this from the president.
So what would be your message to those a few countries in the Caribbean region that hasn't established diplomatic relation with China?
So Dominica can be an example to the other countries in the Caribbean. And well, the fact is, we believe that there's one China. All of China should be reunified because it's one country. And one province shouldn't be a country on its own, fighting its mother country. And so we continue to advocate on behalf of China for the reunification of Taiwan with China, and also to advocate that our brothers and sisters in the other countries who have not established that diplomatic relations with China should come on board. For us, we are happy that we have the Chinese embassy in Dominica, and we can work with our brothers and sisters, the other Caribbean countries, the other CELAC countries, which includes Latin America, to ensure that we all speak with one voice and we continue to work progressively for the development of our countries, but also working with China as a partner.
So our president supporting the one China policy.
Yeah. You heard. No, Matt, keep in mind, these are very strong words that she used.
I actually asked the prime minister at the last news conference.
You did?
Yeah, but
he never answered, did he?
He answered this way. A little later in the news conference, you would observe I asked him the question again, and he had this to say.
President of the Commonwealth of Dominica sat down for an exclusive interview with leaders.
Hold on, we'll come back to that. Just hold on, we're having a little technicality there. Just hold on. Yeah, let's listen to the prime minister answering that question. I said, was it a diplomatic blunder? Was it scripted? That's his response.
Well, I mean, a lot of the statement was made in mid-October. Mid-October. But the reality is, man, there are people who highlighted this because they thought it was going to serve their purpose. You understand? Now, if you to ask me, I maybe will use with the nuances and so on, and so on. But the president is the president. The president of states, and I cannot tell the president what to say, what to say. The president of states, and so on. But I think for some, it may have been timing events. I may have been seen in a particular way, but I am not. That's yesterday. Yesterday's stuff. Today's Monday.
All right, that was a private.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I was he running away from the question?
I not running. The guy was in a marathon from the question. But Matt, here's the thing. You see how he answered this question, which is a very loaded question. First of all, we have, I believe, a ceremonial president. She shouldn't have been taking those positions. But if you notice what she did, she included Dominica. She said, yes, we in Dominica feel this way. And we in Dominica understand. And we in Dominica accept. And here it is that our little Dominica, 50,000 people, is talking about Taiwan. Here it is in little Dominica that we're talking about the China one. We shouldn't be addressing. These things are for world superpowers to address. So, Matt, the truth is that our president was highly out of place. That should have never been said. It is clear to everybody who saw this. And Matt, I'm going to tell you something about the Chinese. The Chinese would make this international news. They are using this as...
I was worried about the timing of this, though.
Matt, but the timing, everything is bad about it. This is a PR publicity stunt for the Chinese. They used us as a pawn. And they're still using us today as a pawn. We're in the middle of these two big superpowers. Little Dominica is fighting with the US and China. And what this we do not need to be in this position. But our heads of state, Matt, and there's something that was said this morning. And I'm going to tell it to everybody again. Mr. Scarrett cannot be jack of all trade because he's master of none. He cannot be the political attaché for Dominica. He cannot be the investment coordinator for Dominica. He cannot be the financial minister, the health minister, the agricultural minister.
The ambassador.
Or the ambassador. He cannot be everything. First of all, he is not skilled enough. And secondly of all, Matt, if that's what he's doing, I'm going to tell you, we in Dominica are in deeper trouble than we think. If you have the jack of all trade up there, weaving every little device to kind of get us to possibly where we're going, we're dead. The U.S. government, Matt, I'm going to tell you what happened in the negotiations with the U.S. government concerning a lot of things. The U.S. government has skilled negotiators. These people walk into a room, they walk in with laptops, they know they have intelligence. They are walking in there. Before you even tell them what you're going to tell them, they already know what your question is. They already know what your answers are. We do not have the skill level to negotiate with the president and his good men. We just don't have it here. We should be staying away from that. The only way...
So we out of place in that?
Matt, we're not out of place. Matt, we're highly out of this race. This is David and Goliath fighting over here. We are highly out of place. We need to get out of this stuff. And our PM needs to realize that we're in trouble. And he needs to send some people who are skilled negotiators. And what we need to do, Matt, we need to start doing things the right way. We have not done it. I am going to tell you, Matt, we're in deep trouble right now because they have us right where they want us.
So you see more coming?
Oh, Matt, there's a lot more to come. There is more coming down. Matt, when I have given you a guarantee in the past, I have not failed you in the past. I don't think I've ever really failed you. I've given you good advice. I'm going to tell you, our PM needs to change his stance. He needs to change his tone. And not only that, Matt, I'm going to tell you, I think he's going to be in a lot more trouble because there's things coming down the line that are attached to him. First of all, our PM is probably, well, there's tons of assets, I think, of his that have been frozen already in England. Our PM needs to come up with some good ideas and some good plans. Now, the little stuff that we deal with here in Dominica on a daily basis.
Now, you made a very serious allegation there, Andy. You said that some of his assets have been frozen.
Some of the assets have been frozen in England already. Some of the assets at HBC has been frozen already. Yes.
And you have that information?
I have that. Well, I mean, we can look it up. I mean, it's a bank. You can check with the Bank of England.
Where's that money coming from?
I have no idea. I don't know, and I don't care where it's coming from. Here's the thing, man. Our PM, and this is just us doing simple math here. Our PM was supposed to be making $10,000 EC per month to govern Dominica. You know, the PM was on the stage with you earlier this week, or was it last week? Earlier this week. Has our PM ever given us a full declaration of his financial assets?
Not really.
He talks about transparency. He talks about, oh, I'm bringing everything out into the open. Well, Mr. PM, very simple. We would like to see a balance sheet of your financial assets. Since you've been in office, you've never brought in your financial statements. You've never brought in your family's financial statements. You've never given us any financial information when it comes to you. But yet, here it is that our PM is worth several millions of dollars. Our Gaston Brong next door PM is worth millions. How did these people amass this amount of wealth in such a short time? But yet, they're people, simple people like you and everybody else around here did not amount that wealth. Now, if everybody in Dominica was growing at the same pace, I don't think we'd have a problem. But our PM is growing at a ridiculous pace, yet he is technically the servant of the people of Dominica. How is our PM getting to be so big up there and everybody else in Dominica is staying down? Matt, should it be the opposite way? Should Dominica get rich and our PM is here serving us and making sure everybody's doing well and everybody's getting rich?
So you have the enabling environment.
You have an enabling environment. There's investment. People are getting good jobs. People are building big houses. Our PM, soon to become, will have the largest house in Dominica. If you have the largest house, you have the largest car. Well, you have a new car. That's the largest car in Dominica. I've not seen one.
He says it's a gift.
Well, it's a gift. Everything's a gift. And now you have the largest bank account. But yet, you're a civil servant of Dominica. What does that say, Matt? Where has all this money come from? Magically, it fell out of the sky and into your pockets? Matt, every day is something, and something going to come out eventually.
We're going to take a break. We'll come back. Come back.
It's all about Calypso quarterfinals on Saturday, 17th January 2026 at 8:30 p.m. at the Faction Valley Road. 32 Calypsonians backed up by the Stringsters Band. Early bird tickets is only $30 online at Eventbrite. General admission $50. Sitting $60. VIP $100. Don't forget the date, January 17th, 2026 at 8:30 p.m. It's all about Calypso Quarter by Night. Sponsored by Flo Dominica, Josephine Gabriel, Peter Water, Coca-Cola, Henneken Beer, Discover Dominica Authority, John Levay, Domlet, Fresh Market, Doing Center, BB Rum, Big Edge, Perkins Pizza, ICWI, Vibian TV, Kyrie FM, BBS Radio, Vibes Radio, and QFM. There's you got to be there.
Dominica, Q95 Radio is opened for your business in collaboration with the National Development Foundation of Dominica. Get ready to join Q95 Radio and NDFD for Nature Island Small Business Buzz, a live radio program bringing in empowerment to small business ideas and entrepreneurs across Dominica every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m., offering a unique national platform for small, medium, and growing business enterprises in Dominica. Together, we'll aspire to connect, advertise, learn, collaborate, and witness small business entrepreneurs thrive life and seed in the fertile broadcasting soil of Q95 along with the NDFD. Join us on our journey every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. One unbroken, exciting hour of free Q95 radio small business promotion as together we explore all the challenges, the setbacks, the setups, the comebacks, stories, the history, the startups, the breakthroughs, the financing, the sweat, the toil, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the business plan, the overall success in pursuing your small business dream come true in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Join veteran broadcaster Franklin Peter Moses and Mr. Donald Bacasio, highly skilled, qualified, sought-after business and entrepreneurial manager, small business development expert, and strategic business coach. Together, we're taking you and your small business to the pinnacle of success in the Dominican economic landscape. So don't miss Niche Island Small Business Buzz every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Q95 Radio, the big station.
Every day is something in Dominica. We'll start taking your phone calls now. I know you have a lot of questions. Somebody's saying on Facebook page there, Dominicans are very anxious at this time. We don't know what's going to happen next, right?
Well, Matt, there is quite a bit of anxiety. And I'm going to tell you that is caused by the fact that we don't know we don't have any clarity on our leaders. And I believe, Matt, this is my belief, that nothing Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt comes to the podium and brings to the podium is true. He's never been a very transparent person. He's never been very clear on any issues. Matt, one of the things that you notice in his press conference, other than the fact that he mentioned AI 45 times, because some of us were checking how many times he mentioned AI. Because Matt, guess what? Now AI is to blame for everything. AI has been around for several years. But today, AI is the problem with Dominica. But one of the things that you will notice in his press conference is the amount that he stutters. And you have to also watch his eye movements as well.
You mean the
The well. You understand? So you have to understand the questions that you're asking him are blatantly simple. They're simple questions. Sir, can you tell us exactly what is going on? And there's two questions any good leader, or there's two answers any good leader should have. First of all, if you do not know the answer to the question, you should bring somebody else up and say, I don't have any information on this, but let me get you the person who does. If you notice, Mr. Skerritt comes to the press conference by himself. What does that tell you about the leadership of the country?
He doesn't come by himself. He has a group of cabinet ministers all there.
Well, the cabinet ministers are there, but those are for display, man.
Refer to them as clappers.
Those are display. Those are not to come up and talk, because guess what? I think if any one of them opens their mouth and they say the wrong thing, they could be at risk with him.
As a matter of fact, one time I asked a question, and I think he, asked it to the finance minister. He said, "That's above your pay grade."
Yes, I remember that. You know, Matt, and isn't it shocking that something is above our finance minister's pay grade, especially when it comes to finance? Isn't that shocking? So his pay grade apparently is all the way up there. But if you notice something about the press conferences, Matt, he is the only person talking at the press conferences. So what does that tell you about the leadership of the country? Or if he's in the room with the rest of his cabinet, he's the only one pointing the fingers and talking. So really and truly, a lot of people might think that Dominica is being run by 18 or 20 delegates. It's really being run by one person. And that person is making the decision top down. And I think that's why we're experiencing so many problems. There's not a group at the table. There's one man at the table, which is equal to a dictatorship.
We're going to take a break there and we'll come back right back. This is Q95. This is Talk on the Block.
To stock up for your home, shop, or business, Farm Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top tier service, trusted products. 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmet location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Whoa! It's all about Calypso quarterfinals on Saturday, 17th January 2026 at 8:30 p.m. at the Fraction Valley Road. 32 Calypsonians backed up by the Swingsters Band. Early bird tickets is only $30 online at Eventbrite. General admission $50. Sitting $60, VIP $100. Don't forget the date, January 17th, 2026 at 8:30 p.m. It's all about Calypso quarterfinals, sponsored by Flo Dominica, Josephine Gabriel, Peter Water, Coca-Cola, Henneken Beer, Discover Dominica Authority, Jungle Bay, Tomlet, Fresh Market, Do It Center, BB Rum, Big Edge, Perkins Pizza, ICWI, Vibian TV, Kyrie FM, BBS Radio, Vines Radio, and QFM. There's something you got to be there.
Dominica, Q95 Radio is opened for your business in collaboration with the National Development Foundation of Dominica. Get ready to join Q95 Radio and NDFD for Nature Island Small Business Buzz, a live radio program bringing in empowerment to small business ideas and entrepreneurs across Dominica every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m., offering a unique national platform for small, medium, and growing business enterprises in Dominica. Together, we'll aspire to connect, advertise, learn, collaborate, and witness small business entrepreneurs thrive and succeed in the fertile broadcasting soil of Q95 along with the NDFD. Join us on our journey every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. One unbroken, exciting hour of free Q95 Radio small business promotion, as together we explore all the challenges, the setbacks, the setups, the comebacks, stories, the history, the startups, the breakthroughs, the financing, the sweat, the toil, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the business plan, the overall success in pursuing your small business dream come true in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Join veteran broadcaster Franklin Peter Moses and Mr. Donald Bacasio, highly skilled, qualified, sought-after business and entrepreneurial manager, small business development expert, and strategic business coach. Together, we're taking you and your small business to the pinnacle of success in the Dominican economic landscape. So don't miss Nature Island Small Business Buzz every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Q95 Radio, the big station.
We are back, Dominica. We are back. So we're going to take your phone calls now. I know a lot of people have been trying to call in. Again, the numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, and 449-3097. 616-4257, you call in the digital line. Andy, I've not heard your take, though, as it relates to Dominica welcoming refugees. Your point on that.
Well, here's the thing, Matt. I have a very simple plan on that. I think that is just a major distraction. I don't think we're going to be getting any refugees.
You don't think so?
We're definitely not going to get. I think
an agreement has been signed, though.
I think Matt, have you seen the agreement?
No, but we heard the Prime Minister.
Have you seen the agreement?
He has not shown it.
I would not trust anything that comes from either of those prime ministers' mouths. Right now, they are using a lot of deflection tactics right now to try to change the narrative and try to change what's really on the table. If I was up to most Dominicans, I would stay focused. This is a plow to literally send you down a rabbit's hole and have you chasing things that are. We are not going to receive any political refugees. Dominica is, most of these places that these people are coming from, they're not suited. They have better places to send those people. We're not well equipped. We don't have jails. We don't have housing. We barely have food in our grocery stores.
Let's take a phone call. Are you there, caller? Yes, I know you've been waiting. Are you there, caller?
Yes, I'm there. Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
And Andy, Andy, good afternoon,
Good
Andy.
afternoon. Good afternoon. How's it?
Matt, let me say to you, Matt, the last month, my brother, you've been doing a damn good service to the people, not to lessen what you have done in the past years. You have always been there for the people, and for that, as a Dominican, my brother, let me tell you something. Thanks to you, people like you, Lennox Clinton, and all those who come before you, and those who call your show, people like Blessing, and people who stand up and speak out. But Andy, you, my brother, let me say thank you for being so outspoken, because Dominica needs people like you who can stand up and speak and have no fear of explaining to the people and giving them the truth. Andy, what you have been saying all afternoon, I've told Matt in text, in WhatsApp text, I've said it on the radio, I've said it to people in different chats, and I will say it again. You just made it clear, and I hope the people are listening. Dominica is in deeper trouble than it is currently. That what we are seeing and hearing. There is more than what we know. And you said a while ago in the press conference or the next conference that they had earlier on, Matt, you showed up big time, my brother, like Andy said. What Matt asked, he couldn't answer. But Andy, let me explain to you. The country will never, ever hear from Roosevelt what his holdings are. He will never tell the people. And up to now, he will never tell the people the truth of his involvement, why the country is why it's where it's at now. Matt, this morning I sent you one. It's no reason that people should wonder why Gaston Brown and Skerrit is on the front page globally. Why them two islands in the mess that is in. There are more, you know. But they are the two who has the biggest issue where America don't sit well with it, i.e. the Chinese, drug trafficking, them kind of thing. But there are many articles that I've been reading. I send you a lot all the time. I know you can't read them all, but I sit down and I read all. And Andy, what you are doing, my brother, is explaining to the people, because some of us hard-headed and we lack decent understanding. Dominica is going to take a revolution to free this country out of the clutches of Roosevelt. Scary. Because the guy was never fit to lead, and the people sit aside and wait to see what's going to happen instead of standing up. A revolution, not don't always mean a revolution is a fight for a change. You stand up and you take responsibility as a citizen. Every citizen must stand up and be counted when you see things are not going right. But people did not do that, and they still ain't prepared to do it. And this is why we are where we are. What Dominica is going to be facing from this day on, Matt, like Andy tell you, it's going to be worse than where we are today. Now, it's going to get worse. I always tell you that, because we don't know to the extent where these guys have done, what they have, the kind of people, the involvement, the passport selling to criminals and all kind of. The country is so filthy with corruption. I urge every woman, boy, and girl to stand up, listen to people like Andy and everybody else, and take heed, because the worst of times is ahead of us, man. And these guys will not leave like that. I told you one time, I would not be surprised if one day you hear a red notices on the back of this spirit. And I wouldn't be surprised if America come down there and get it or send somebody. So what you're doing right now, Andy, I appreciate what you're doing, because people don't listen to certain people. But they will listen to you because of your influence. I'm listening.
But Andy, the very very important note there that the guy just brought up.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a lot of issues. We all understand, the rope is tightening around our neck. But
It's not our neck, it's Dominica's neck.
You're Dominican.
I am born in Dominica.
Oh, you're an American citizen.
I am an American citizen.
But tell me, why are the Dominicans not reacting?
Well,
in the way that they should.
Well, we have two problems, and I'm gonna address the first question first, and then the second one which you brought up. One, the reason why we're experiencing all those problems, you have to understand the leaders actually did the things that they've been doing. They were doing it under the name of Dominica, which implicates just every Dominican everywhere. Whether you were born here or whether you are a citizen here or whether you pay taxes here, it implicates all of us. Because literally, from the lecture that the president just gave a while ago on China TV, if you notice that
The one China policy.
the one China, we in Dominica. So everybody believes that is exactly how every Dominican thinks. And the reason why we cannot really react to this is for two reasons. Matt, our government has systematically taken away any power and any might that we have to react. Our police has been infiltrated.
You're basically saying they've destroyed all institutions.
Our courts have been infiltrated. Everything that we could use. Let's say I wanted to bring a case to the court to say, hey, here's a case, which actually I think the UWP government actually brought a case and said, here you go. We are asking the court. What happened to that? They brought it to the CCJ. What happened to that? Those things have all been compromised. If I went to the police right now and told the police, here's the thing, I think Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt did something, how many people are going to take me seriously at the police station? Is there even going to be an investigation? You yourself saw what happened when Malik got into an accident. What happened? He disappeared. There was no investigation. Everything disappeared under the rug and everybody forgot about it. And only, was it been a year? It's been a year and some.
Yeah, maybe two.
A year and some. That all of a sudden we're remembering this. But Matt, let's go back a little bit on all the things that Mr. Skerritt said he would address. Let's go back to when he bought the expensive vehicle to carry his children around that he used the Dominican money for. Let's go back to when he did
the expensive Jeep.
The expensive Jeep that he got. Let's go back to when we had people that were caught with the Dominican passport that were criminals. Let's go back to, well, how many of them were there? There were like 12, 15 of them. Let's go back to all those things that were done. Let's go back, not even too far. Let's go back to the fact that we were supposed to get a report on why the grammar school
roof collapsed.
Mm-hmm. Have we ever gotten clarity on that? Every week comes something, but we get nothing. We go back. He said, well, here's the thing. We're going to have something about the soil that was being dug over in Deboche, right? Let's go back. When has there been clarity to anything? So the Dominican people are totally out of it. We're totally confused. Matt, we have nothing that we can give again. Literally, Mr. Skerritt has blocked off all the ports. And I'm going to tell you something. The people here have been beaten down. Their finances are low. Their jobs that they have, they can't afford to lose. If they even say something that's wrong, even the government ministers, even though they saw something wrong today or tomorrow, they cannot talk. Imagine that. You're a government minister. You get paid with government people money.
So they move then.
And they all have their lips shut.
They call it Mumu in Dominica. Hello, talk to me on the telephone.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Matt?
Yes.
Listen, what happening in Dominica, you see, we say put everybody docile. You're just sacrificing. So everybody afraid. Everybody afraid to talk. In your position, should be...
Jimbo, you're not afraid to talk?
Everything goes back to front. He's in charge. Because you have the devil looking at him. Man is a devil.
You can't say that. You can't say it's a devil, Jimbo. Let that up to the Almighty Father. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matt, remember when you had asked Blackmore the question on national security? Remember Skerritt that tell him he will determine who answer the question, almost shut up and sit down. You can remember, Matt?
I remember I also asked a question to the financial minister, and he said it's above your pay grade.
I just reminding you of Blackmore. Doc, blessings to you and all the best for the new year. Doc, can you please talk to some rich people somewhere and try to collaborate with UWP and the other opposition members to try to help us financially to, I was about to say to raise hell. Let us not raise hell. But to mobilize the young people, we need signal band, we need triple K, we need CK, or if they don't want to come, get something else. Sound system.
Listen, for some reason, your phone keeps disappearing.
Blessings.
We're trying some on your phone.
Blessings. You know what? You have a good point. And I want to bring that to Matt. Matt, since we got rid of the president of Venezuela, we don't get rid of him. We have him in the U.S. in custody right now to answer drug trafficking charges.
He's in a cell, boy.
He's in a cell, a 6 by something. Now we can get back Bird Island, because remember, Bird Island belonged to Dominica until Mr. Scarrett made some kind of deal with Chavez and Maduro for the Bird Island.
But the question is, would the U.S. be willing to give it to us?
Well, here's the thing.
Because he said he's in charge of the oil right now.
Well, here's the thing, Matt. Bird Island belongs to Dominica, and Venezuela is no longer able to contest it with Chavez and all the other people over there. So now Bird Island now belongs to Dominica again, because
it should be a bargaining chip.
Yeah, it should be, because here's the thing. Wouldn't it be sad if the U.S. has control of Venezuela and they have control of Bird Island as well, and they sit 9 miles outside of us? Wouldn't it be sad?
Interesting too.
To have a U.S. warship 9 miles outside Dominica just waiting for something to happen? Wouldn't that be sad? So maybe the rich people will eventually be interested in Bird Island, because we just found oil 9 miles off Dominica that really belonged to Dominica, but was given to Venezuela by Mr. Scarrett. Technically, right?
On the telephone. How to talk to me? Yes.
Yeah, Matt, just quickly, it's me again. They might have to cut me off again. I just wanted to complete that. Doc, trust me, get some rich U.S. people. Help us, Doc. We need help. And Matt, to tell you the truth, Philippines, listen to how much the Chinese fighting the Filipinos to take over their land and take over their sea and all of that. Know what they did to Tibet? Tibet was owing them, and after 100 years, they just take over the country. The Dalai Lama is on the run up to now, and they're so bold-faced. Even America, they want to make trouble with when America invite the Dalai Lama to America. So if all you think America is bad, wait for China. Me not telling all you that, Matt.
So Blessings, you're supporting one side against the other. You with China right now?
No, but you don't understand what I just said.
I just heard you. I'm just saying, are you with China? I want you to make it clear.
I just tell you, if all you think America is bad, just wait when China entrench itself in the world, and all you will see what is badness, Matt. I think you understand that now.
Blessings, I understand it clearly. 225. Hello, talk to me, yes? Yeah, are you there, caller? Caller? Yes, are you there? Yes.
I heard Andy spoke about Bird Island, but I want to bring to your attention, in Guadeloupe, where I am living right now, I'm calling from Guadeloupe, there are a group of politicians who are also vocal about the Bird Island belonging to Guadeloupe. So I don't know what would give them the impression that it belongs to them. I don't know the distance, because Dominican Guadeloupe is pretty close. But I was also speaking to, I don't know if it's Grumad Wheelchair, and he told me the island has been given to
Venezuela
in 1800s. So that is it has been finalized, so nothing can be done. That's what he had told me.
I heard the UN I'll try to get some clarification from the UN, former UN ambassador. There seemed to have been some deal. But I'll ask Mr. Crispin Gregor. He might be able to answer that. Yeah?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. On the telephone, yes?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Just make sure they don't dispatch any kind of RSS to Dominica anytime again, because where was the RSS to want to help them in Venezuela? Nowhere. And these guys are playing the fool with time. Our people stop talking but go on the road. What happened to the 70s, man? It's like we forget the 70s when we were on the road. These people are allowing Scarrett to do what he wants. But what happened to their Navy SEAL and the snipers? I thought they had that in Dominica. That's what we have out there right now, waiting for them to make a mistake. And we will use the Navy SEAL and the snipers to remove them from office if they continue behaving like a bunch of idiots. Thank you.
All right. Hello. And somebody's making a point there. Somebody's making a point through a text message earlier that now is the time when we have all microscopes looking at Dominica. The opposition should take a stand and stand for what they believe because, of course, Trump is looking.
Oh, I mean, I think anybody.
But do you think the police will react right now?
Matt, here's the thing.
Yes.
I think in the past we've had a history that anytime we have any public pronunciation of what they have to do, it's been met with force from the police.
Do you think now with what has happened, you think the police will come up?
I think the police would come up, but Matt, I think part of it, the police are hypocrites as well, because I mean, when it rains, it pours on all of our heads. The police have to see what's going on. I mean, nobody lives in a box here. I mean, everybody suffers in Dominica the same thing. The police pockets are empty unless they have a different source of funding. I think everybody suffers here. So here it is that our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, we're all suffering. I mean, there's no so maybe some people said, well, the opposition. To tell you the truth, Matt, and this is just my personal philosophy, I don't even know why the opposition even wants to get involved in Dominica. The amount of stuff we have going on, if you could uncover what we have going on in Dominica now, and you knew it was a can of worms, Matt. It's not like we have anything good going on.
It's not going
right
to be
now.
easy for
It is not going to be easy. You have to come in here and your belt has to be right underneath your chest. You have to make sure you come in here and you're strong and you have some back. Man, I don't think it's going to be any. If you gave me Dominica right now, I'd look for somebody to give it to. I don't want it. I'm sorry. I mean, we have a lot of bad things going on. We're under a lot of scrutiny. We're under a lot of negative press right now. There's going to be pain and suffering coming down. The next thing that's probably going to be looked at by the U.S. is our shipping to Dominica. As you know, a couple weeks ago, we were implicated in some gun smuggling, and we ended up on the news that we had somebody shipping guns from the U.S. to Dominica unauthorized. But we have.
So we're making the headlines for the wrong reason.
We're making headlines for all the wrong reasons. So I mean, if you're giving me something, Matt, give me something good. But I mean, what's being given up as Dominica right now is it's very poor. Mr. Skerritt seems to think Dominica belongs to him. I don't think if you told Mr. Skerritt he lost the election, I don't think he would accept it. I don't think he's any different than Maduro in terms of his mentality. You can see who he rubs shoulders with.
That's a serious accusation.
It is. I mean, if you told him he lost the election, I mean, really and truly, Matt, our last couple elections probably haven't been fair. We asked for reform on the elections. The CCJ made recommendations. We've not followed any of them. We have reform that was said to be passed, and we decide, and he came out and he said, well, if we have to do reform, we have to go get a loan at the bank to do the reform. I mean, to tell you the honest truth, Matt, I mean, what does it look like? This is somebody who wants reform in the political arena for Dominica. I mean, we have no lights in the Windsor Park to host cricket. We have good roads are hard to come by. We're hoping for the best carnival possible, Matt, but all I'm seeing happening right now is cancellations because all of a sudden everybody's worried about getting back into the U.S.
That's very serious.
Matt, I'm getting cancellations left, right, and center. And that's what I'm seeing in the hotel industry. People are not wanting to take a chance. The Dominicans, that most of the people who come down here, right, are willing to take a chance and say, hey, I know I coming down here. I gonna do 3-4 days of bacchanal. I going back up, but they have a visa. You think people going to now take the chance and risk their chance coming down to Dominica, whether you have a visa or a green card? Are you going to take that chance? Because guess what? What if the U.S. government has this plot, Matt, and I'm not a plotting guy, that they're going to let everybody come to Dominica for Carnival and stick everybody down here?
Oh, my God.
What if they let everybody come, let them go, man, give them flights to go, and then one by one at the border, when you reach to Miami, they're like, you ain't come back in, go back where you come from. You get a permanent Carnival for the rest of your life. You think people
imagine if Mr. Skerritt calls an election.
Jesus Christ!
Everybody who comes home to vote might have a problem.
But Matt, you know, we have a big problem coming up on our hands, and I always bring you the new stuff that a lot of us haven't focused on. I want you to envision this for a second, Matt. Right now, as it stands, we've put some visa restrictions out there. The United States has put visa restrictions on Dominica. A lot of people maybe got their visa renewed recently. Matt, there's a lot of people that are coming down in the next 2 or 3 years that are going to have to renew their visa. Let us propose this for a second, and I want the audience to listen to me carefully. What happens when you go to Barbados and they said, sorry, you're not on this list. We cannot renew your visa. Right away, Matt, keep in mind, you are out of compliance. And now you're subject to being removed from the country by ICE agents. Think about this for a minute. Do you know how many Dominicans are abroad, not in Dominica, that will be returning home from the US? Because those people cannot renew their visas. And if you can't renew your visa, do you know how many students that we have studying abroad that now need to renew their student visa, that cannot renew their student visa? Those people are coming back. So really and truly, Mr. Donald Trump has systematically engineered a repatriation of Dominica. So all the friends that you haven't seen in a while that were out there visiting, they're coming back home. So get ready for new Dominicans come back. So we don't need to worry about getting refugees. We're going to get our own people back, which might be worse than refugees, by the way.
Every day something. The harsh realities we have to face sometime.
Donald Trump, well, look how we're crossing. The man finally want to find the world busting. Stand and scare. What all you say? Your people want to go back USA. Every day is something. November had a smell. Brand new garbage trucks and we still put the sell. No lights in the stadium, no first class cricket. And every day, getting the ticket. White people searching for love. The yellow in the tongue with a man hands and glove. Oh, you know, I have something to ask. How so much people winning money by class? Every day is something. Every day is something. Every day is something. October always hot. Independence time, diasporas in this spot. MJ and Zappy reunite. While Ryan CK still in a fight. DFP, the lineup was great, yeah. But honestly, the show running late. Except on a boy take our money and run go. At least the rich, Kelly was a lush, yeah. Every day is something. Every day is something.
Boy, that is stupid this for you.
September wasn't fun. But this is not the step since school of gone. First time I see things so what? The whole
Somebody says, Andy is so correct. Where is the foreign minister? Have you seen the memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and CARICOM? He got rid of the IPO, remember that? Kevin should be put in exile. Somebody says, Matt, I find naturalized Dominicans very amusing. As if we can influence U.S. policy. We who exactly? I detest the Roosevelt's carry is doing and what he's doing, and it needs to be checked. We who? You all have zero say, but to watch Fox News and go cash your checks. Trump, Rubio, and his racial or racist group don't give a lazy penny about any of you. Stay on topic.
It was the night. So I did not make a wrong. Apologize. Push it back, and that's what we need. Cause them they put us in greed. Soon as we are still on the line up.
Let's see if we can, of course, play a few voice notes at this time. A lot of people try to get in at this time. Hello, talk to me. Huh?
Good afternoon, Matt,
Good afternoon
and
to you.
your guest,
Yes.
Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Jolly. Mr. Jolly, you seem to be coining it so right. Thank you for bringing that clarity into Q95 and, Q95's listening audience. You know your prime minister so well. You know the man is a pathological liar. Everything he says, he sleeps, he breathes, he eats. It comes out from a lie into a lie. The man is like a lie machine. And if Dominicans are not listening and paying attention and are not ready to rise up and remove this man in office, I don't know what else will. But now is the time for Dominicans to remove Roosevelt Skerrit from office. Mr. is not going to resign because he knows that he has to hold on to that diplomatic immunity for him to stay afloat, for him to have his freedom. I don't know how much he can hold on to it because I would want to think Maduro is a bigger fish than Roosevelt Skerrit. And we all saw how he was plucked out from his palace within half an hour.
12 minutes.
So if Trump can do that, what is Roosevelt Skerrit now? And the little toy, the tin toys police that we have in Dominica that say they're Roosevelt Skerrit security. All of them will shit their pants and put down their guns and run. Even if there is no threat for them to do that, just for them to take Skerrit. If the US really decide to hang sprung Skerrit. Matt, these people are talking about solidarity with America. America wants their solidarity. Solidarity for what? All you cause so much hardship and demise to Dominicans where they winded up on a visa embargo. That is an embargo on Dominica. Because while they're talking about bringing in deportees into Dominica, the U.S. is, slapping a further embargo on Dominica and Antigua. So I don't know if they think that, if they sing that way, that, it's like Trump will entertain a lap dance from Roosevelt Skerrit and Gaston Brown. No, Trump will not entertain any lap dance for them because you know what? Their ass is too narrow, too black, and Trump don't like men. So Trump is not going to entertain no lap dance from these two people. More than they are trying to change the narrative and they are trying to absolve their crimes. But no one is buying that nonsense. And in reference to the Chinese, where they talk about this one China policy, Matt, these people are just a shameless, spineless set of people who sit there and allow Roosevelt Skerrit them to run free in Dominica with that one China policy. Look at the ministers. What is his cabinet like? That's a sham cabinet. And Matt, they cannot say anything. They cannot speak because they are shameless and spineless. And they all have abdicated their constitutional oath, the oath that they took, the constitutional to the people of Dominica and their office. It's because of them Skerrit runs his government like a criminal organization. And because of all those reasons, we have to ask them to demit office, all of them. They talk about Chinese, what Chinese interest we have in Dominica. Chinese are interested in Dominicans. Matt, look at when they're running a project, do they use Dominican labor? They're bringing their own labor, their own equipment, their own vehicles. They don't rent from Dominicans. They build their own accommodation and facilities. They don't eat from our supermarkets. And in addition to that, the Chinese operate in high-class secrecy. There's no transparency. So they are not an asset to Dominica's democracy. because they support the quasi-dictatorship in Dominica, a corrupt and greedy government led by Roosevelt Skerrit. And you know, Matt, if Skerrit was a leader in China, the Chinese would have executed Skerrit already for corruption. So it's time to get these people out of office. They must go. Time to get rid of them. Thank you.
Yes, Andy, you're saying something?
You know, Matt. She raised a couple points there, and they're true. And I will reiterate that to the Dominican public. You know, when Mr. Skerritt was given his press conference over there, and he said, "Well, we're working, we're calling Barbados, and we're calling the U.S. Embassy," and the truth is, Matt, these are all lies. When Mr. Skerritt went up to see, I don't know if you remember, the entire Caribbean delegation went up to meet Marco Rubio and meet the whole, gang that's now running the U.S. We have a team that's running the U.S. They went up, and the whole gang went up and met with them. Mr. Skerritt didn't spend very much time with Mr. Rubio at all, and his discussions with him were not very productive. The truth is that if you look at it, Mr. Rubio wants nothing to do with Mr. Skerritt anymore. So I know that the headlines might be sensational, and we're hearing from Mr. Skerritt that we're finding out what happened. The truth is that Mr. Skerritt's on the back burner, and so is Mr. Gaston Brong as well. Those two ministers on the back burner. We have really put ourselves in a position where we don't have a voice right now. And not only that, Matt, I think the exact same thing will happen as it did in Venezuela, is that if something happens in Dominica, I don't think the Chinese government will even stand by us at all to help with it, anything at all. So really and truly, we're swimming in some really shark-infested waters, and we need to really look at what we're doing with Dominica and start working for ourselves. And if you notice, Matt, here it is that you have, I'm going to just put two Caribbean islands on the map, which is Antigua and Dominica. We're Trinidad doing just fine. St. Vincent doing just fine. Barbados, they're kind of shaky, but they're keeping their mouth shut. Guyana doing just fine. St. Lucia, who is our sister country, which is more of what you think Dominica should be like, doing just fine. St. Kitts doing great. So Matt, what happened with Dominica? So a lot of people will say
something is wrong.
Something is wrong. Our policies have led us to this position, which shows, Matt, that our ministers who are running this country were doing something different than all these other heads of state. And they were not doing something correctly. So here you have them being put some brakes on, and everybody is running right now around looking to see what's going on. And they're coming and they're pacifying the people. Like Mr. Skerritt said, take it easy. Don't panic. Everything will be fine. And it's like, no, we're panicking because you did something and you're not willing to let us know. You're not willing to tell us. These countries need to know that things are not okay. This is not business as usual. When the U.S. takes note of you and starts putting restrictions, Matt, you have to realize, here it is where we have little Dominica, nice Caribbean country, nature island of the Caribbean, but we're getting put restrictions, the same restrictions that countries like Iran, Tehran, we have the other African countries are experiencing. We're being put in the same group with these people. And the question is, why? Are we like these people? Are we like the Middle East? Are we like the countries in Africa? Are we a war country? So, Matt, the question is, what have our leaders done that is equally bad to get us to this position? And that is the question. What has our leaders done that is similar to Iran or similar to Iraq or similar to those type of nations that have put Dominica, little Dominica, peaceful nature island of the Caribbean, on the map under the U.S. radar so that we are going to be scrutinized and punished like those people.
And are you aware that some Caribbean politicians, quote unquote, is in the
In the indictment, yeah, we have some names, but they haven't mentioned anything yet.
You think we should be worried? Very worried?
Here's the thing, man. It's the situation where we don't know. I mean, we've had this before, Matt, and the question really arises: if these people are indicted in the case with Maduro, what is the US going to do? And if I was anybody who was in that position, I wouldn't sleep well at night. But I don't know if Dominica should be worried. But here's what I can tell you, Matt. Dominica and Antigua are not, putting it this way, best friends with the US right now. And if I have to say something, I would definitely say there's something wrong that we've done.
You're just asking the question.
Yeah.
Something may be wrong.
Something may be wrong because we were singled out. St. Lucia wasn't called. St. Kitts wasn't called. Guadeloupe next door to us wasn't called. Martinique wasn't called. Guess who was called? Dominica was called. Antigua was called. So obviously, Matt, there might be something that is going on out there that we need to be worried about. But here's the thing, man. I'm going to tell you the good people of Dominica probably haven't done anything. But the leaders in charge of Dominica should be worried because we're being singled out. And we're a small country, man. 50,000 people. This is half the size of the town that I live in.
Let me read something for you, Andy. And I think I read it a couple of days ago.
Yes, go ahead.
That Dominicans should be, or Dominica, or any politician.
Is it Dominicans?
Several Caribbean politicians, that includes Dominica, are alleged to have been implicated in the sweeping United States federal indictment targeting Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, according to a court document filed in New York. The indictment, which forms the basis of Maduro's capture and transfer to U.S. custody, alleges, quote, that senior figures within the Venezuelan government operated a state-sponsored narcotic network that relied on corruption across the Caribbean, Central America,
to get drugs to the U.S.
and beyond.
Yeah. Well, Matt, it's there. We've read this and we've seen this several times. We haven't gotten any names as yet. And as I said, the U.S. is going to be very surgical about what they do, Matt. And I don't know if we should be worried. I think there's a lot coming down the line right now, Matt, and then we don't know. And it would be nice if so-called Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt, who says that he has open and transparent arms, to come forward and explain to us what's going on.
Let's listen to another voice note. Many voices are coming in still. Yes, I'll listen.
But you just played it. And, one of the things that we see, one of the stark differences between Dominica and Antigua is how the Antiguan government is informing the Antiguan people. That is what we're not seeing in Dominica. First of all, we don't even know who is our representative over there in Washington or in New York. I think whether people are hiding or they just kind of want to absorb themselves from the Skerritt administration is something that we looked at very closely. But Matt, listening to Gaston Brown when he gave that interview with the journalist, he said that there will be no more than 10, if I recall, 10 deportees. But Matt, I was just reading an article done by Reuters and Fox News, an island called Palau out in the Pacific Ocean. I'm not sure whether they're on the list of any kind of visa restriction because I think they already have some kind of bilateral agreement with the U.S. where the U.S. has sort of like a base over there. And the U.S. was in negotiation to accept, so that they could accept people from that country. The population of that country, interestingly, listen to this. The population of that country is 18,000 Dominica. So it's a really small island. And they've agreed to take 75. I don't want to call them deportees or refugees. Anyway, let me call them the right name because I do not want to categorize. These are human beings. Let's not forget that these are human beings, all right? And many of them have left their country. They had to flee their country. So let's kind of refer to them in a respectful manner. So they're taking 75 of these people. Now, while we want to refer to them in a respectful manner, we truly don't know who this Trump administration is really sending them. Maybe they'll vet them. But the point of the matter is they're taking 75 people, a country of 18,000. Dunstan Brown said the agreement he has, and Matthew, that country doesn't, I'm not sure it's facing any visa restriction. Antigua, that's facing restriction, said that they're only going to take 10 people. 10 people from, they agreed to take 10 deportees from the US. I'm not sure whether it's only going to be 10 or just to pacify Antigans. He said that. Dominica, we have no idea. So if this small country is with 18,000 people is taking 75, what about a country with all those with visa restrictions, CBI issues? What about that? What about them? What about them? What about us? How many people are we going to take in Dominica? And that is the problem we have. They are not being transparent and they're not giving us enough information when Dominicans, and people are mad at Dominicans for being concerned. You cannot be mad at a people who are going to have people coming, lack of information, lack of transparency. But again, what we see is a government that has time and again disrespected Dominica, taken the people for granted, think that they refer to themselves as world boss and they can do whatever they want, not giving the public information. Journalists should be banging on Roosevelt Skerritt's door to ask him those very pertinent questions, because if that is information that is released, so then that's valid information that is vetted, that is from Reuters and Fox News. These are bona fide news organizations. What are Dominicans going to get from that deal? Oh, and another thing, Matt, I forgot. In that deal with Palau, they agreed to spend $7.5 million on, they said, the infrastructure of social programs in Palau. That's what the US agreed to give them. What agreement? What is, or will Dominica get any kind of financial compensation or assistance for the people they receive? These are the questions that we need to be banging on Roosevelt Skerritt's door to ask him. What is in those agreements? And the fact that Dominica is so compromised with CBI, the China relations, so many corruptible practices. Do they even have leverage to negotiate to get anything, or are the people just going to be dumped in Dominica, Matt? Anyway, I'm still researching and I'm still listening and I'm still concerned. Have a good day, Dominicans. You need to ask these very pertinent questions. Have a good.
I have something to ask. How so much people really money right now? I want money too. Every day is something. Every day is something. Every day is something. Come and get a little bit right there. October always hot. Independence time, diaspora in this spot. MJ and Zappy.
Hello. Yes?
Guys, good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, my cousin Anderson Jolly, powerful and brave young man. Boy, that blood running fabulous. From my Jonah, don't we tell people that my brother, brave and outspoken and powerful woman she was. You know something? One thing that comes to my mind as I listen to the conversation and so on, and I also paid attention to the press conference and where Roosevelt was trying to appeal to the emotions and get sympathy from people. I don't recall that, but that has haunted me forever. When these two mercenaries assaulted Lennox Winton, they went to his home. It's alleged that the government police or somebody were involved in that. I don't know if that is a fact or not. But these two mercenaries went to Lennox's home and they allegedly planted a bag, trying to implicate Lennox in some sort of a money-making, stealing, bribery thing. When that matter was raised to Roosevelt Skerritt, I don't know if you remember what he said. Matt, do you remember what he said?
I don't know. I think from what I remember, no. You remind me.
He said, let Lennox chew in his own oil.
That's it. Yes, that's
that
it.
was Roosevelt Skerritt's response when the man's home was attacked, was infringed, his property was infringed by mercenaries. People had no business there. And the Prime Minister of Dominica was so hateful and
spiteful of Lennox Clinton and the opposition in general, that his remark, his heartless, callous, outrageous remark at the time is on the record. Let Lennox stew in his own oil. And I want to know who is stewing in his own oil now. He wants us to feel sorry for him. He has brought this outrage in Dominica. And he has so many innocent Dominicans, 25 of them arrested and charged for rioting. His DPP and the Blackmore guy, they came out saying there was a riot. These people rioted. The only person that threw stones and tear gas and bullets and blocked the road up to the roundabout there were the police. Not all police, not those police that he forced to do those things. I mean, they have 25 people they want to charge. I mean, that matter is going nowhere. Several times, when they ask them to come to the court for a matter, a hearing for 9 o'clock, they're there 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then somebody comes and say, well, the DPP business, you couldn't come. And they're there waiting, and they postpone the matter. Recently, there was a matter where Edison James, Lennox Clinton, and Thompson Fontaine, they dragged that matter for years in the court, and they were accusing the opposition of delaying the matter. The DPP said it wasn't there, and Thompson was far away, and he couldn't make it, all sorts of nonsense. He came back so many times for that matter. So the guy who said, let Lennox stew in his own oil. Lennox had nothing to do with transporting mercenaries to his home. And for the Prime Minister to show us a little empathy and justice and fairness, he exposed his true soul. A man that twice, $64,000 plus another $10,000 from a poor economy. He gave himself increases. Every time the Public Service Union negotiates an increase, every minister gets the same increase. So the amount of money they get is much higher because their salaries are higher. How can that person have any heart? And you can see that person as a person with a soul. So my cousin Andy, you're correct. This man is an evil, greedy, egregiously vile man, vile person. He said he doesn't need a position. One more point before I go. When there is the matter about the guy, I ain't calling his name, that was involved in the fatal accident on the Granby Road, he had a high position, father, and so on. This guy went into a little deep spasm of sorrow, and people want to bring my children into politics. That gentleman was at a rally saying he's going to stay in office for 50 years until Dimitri, he called his name, it's on the record, gets big enough, old enough to run the country. Matt, am I telling a lie?
No, you're talking the truth?
I'm talking the truth. And then he gives his children keys to give to people, and he's saying, don't bring my children into politics. He's guilty of that offense. So he has no heart. He doesn't care about people. The 25 people they have innocent blue love. A whole set of people they have been going up and down in court, and there's no case to be called. Every opposition person must take prison and rot in jail. And the same philosophy as dictatorships, as Maduro and all of them. And today there was a sort of an attempt to distract people by having a site visit to the international monstrosity. The vast majority of people getting employment, useful employment there, are Chinese non-nationals. The people have wasted their life has been made worse economically, and while there's a major economic project taking place in their community, he has ruined their lives. And you want to celebrate something? What are we celebrating? Let Roosevelt Skerrit stew in his own oil. It's a pity that we have to fry with him in that oil that he's stewing in. Bless you, my gentlemen.
Bless you, bless you. And I remember I'm looking for this current as it's stewing in your own oil. I'll have to go and maybe ask Lennox where I can locate that in his file. But I did discover this one there by Mr. Reginald Austria. You remember this one?
You got so much paper, so much problem you cause for $1.2 billion. So much problem, stress. I mean, when are we going to arrest Linton for that injustice against the people of Dominica? Pick him up and just go with him. And the guy share. Just go with him. No problem, he says, see, Mr. is a headache. The man is a problem.
You cannot say he didn't warn you, Mr. Austrian. No, you're saying it's
And we have to find a way to send a clear message to Leonard Clinton. You got so much payback, so much problem you caused for $1.2 billion, so much problem, stress. I mean, when are we going to arrest Clinton for that injustice against the people of Dominica? Pick him up, and just go with him. And the guy that we say, just go with him. No problem, he says, see, Mr. is a headache, the man is a problem.
Lennox may be smiling down.
I know. You know, Matt, I've noticed one thing. You know, one of my friends, called me up and said I should listen to Kyrie the Hang.
Yes.
And I was driving and I said, let me just listen to it because I think you had some commercial stuff on the radio. And, it's so surprising that we haven't really had an opposition for almost 25 years in Dominica. But there's so much being blamed on the opposition. Like, we really haven't had a real opposition. I think what we had, the most was 5 people in opposition at one time or so. But everything that's being done is the UWP, is the opposition, is the Lennox. And I'm thinking, these people haven't been in office. This is so bad that the Labour Party government is blaming everybody else for the problems but themselves. Nobody over there has taken responsibility. And Matt, you know what's shocking again? That we have 21 ministers, right? And not one of the ministers has ever, and I'm going to tell you this right now because I know it for a fact, approached their community, have had a town hall meeting or any meeting with their community members concerning this visa issue. Not one of them has come to anybody in the community and explained to them, hey, guess what, guys? This is a problem. This is a problem. Here's what we're doing. Not one of them have come with a view like, look, I don't agree with this, or this was done because of this. Not one of these parliamentary representatives have come forward.
We just heard this morning from the ambassador to the United States, Ron Sanders, speaking to the issue to Antiguan people. But where are our ambassadors to speak to the issue?
Matt, where are they? And not only that, Matt, again, we cannot trust anything that comes from Mr. Scarrett's mouth. Mr. Scarrett is singing for his supper right now because he's being run down by some big boys. So therefore, he's not going to tell us the truth. I don't think he ever really has anyway. So therefore, we have to find somebody that we can trust that is going to bring us the truth.
I'm hoping that we hear from Mr. Vince Henderson, the foreign minister, on this one.
I don't. Heard him. Mr. Vince Henderson has been quiet. What was the word you used earlier? Mumu or something like that? They've all gone silent. But this is the person that we should be hearing from, because guess what ministry this is? This is foreign affairs, right, Matt? This is the person that should be on DBS Q95, running through the community, explaining to people what's going on. But guess what? Silent. Matt, you know why I think it is? I don't even think Vince Henderson can go into the U.S. anymore.
We'll have to find out. Hello, talk to me. Yes, are you the caller?
Yeah, my quick question, Matt.
Yes,
Matt, you just played a thing with Austria. Has any journalist in Dominica gone to look for Austria to interview him since?
I don't know if Austria. I don't know where Austria is.
I don't think he can speak very much anymore. I think he has some issues in terms of his voice. So I think God struck him with lightning, and that might be the thing.
We should not be rejoicing. Hello, talk to me. Yes, caller. Yes. Are you there? Should I look for maybe Lennox? You're gonna go look for Mr. Austria and find out what's going on with him. Hello, talk to me. He says.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you and Jolie. Let me ask a general question.
Okay.
Does our Prime Minister knows the constitutional code? I'm asking the question in passing. The reasons for asking that is any situation the regional international bodies, organizations would call on the Prime Minister as the leader of the country. And for the country or the prime minister or the government should allow Sylvanie Burton as the president to go out there as a ceremonial president to address situations for on behalf of Dominica. This cannot be good, and this cannot be right. I don't know if you know the constitutional code, the ceremonial code, because she's not a constitutional president. She is what you call a
ceremonial. Yeah.
Is cognizant of the fact that he shouldn't suggest or allow that to happen. I just heard that question.
Yeah, I think he knows that well. I think he knows that well. I referred to it as a diplomatic blunder there. Hello, talk to me. Or was she advised? I asked the question. Was she advised to speak that way? Are you there? Because a PR piece from from Miss Sylvanie Burton. Hello, talk to me.
Hello.
Now, are you there?
Hello, Matt.
Yes,
Matt,
go ahead.
Matt.
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Matt, this is good to meet you.
Yeah.
Andy, good afternoon, Andy. You are one man that inspired me to push for Dominica. Because when I listen to the words that you have been uttering, Dominicans need to listen to you. Andy, you have political character and quality in you. Andy, you have leadership quality in you. Andy, I would like you to be a part of an interim government after this downfall of this party. But there's something I want to say. Matt, your parents, while you were growing up, ever scold you and tell you that there's a number of different ways to skin a cat?
Yeah, so you hear that all the time.
Matt, is either you don't watch TV, you don't go out with your friends, you cannot something, and they make sure that you pay for whatever you do wrong. Matt, I am tired of hearing the political leader of United Workers' Party saying after election. Matt, do you know that it's not only one way a government can change?
We know that, yes.
Right. So there's a number of ways and means to change a government or to remove a parliamentary or representative from his seat. And where we are at this point in time, Matt, the Prime Minister needs to resign. A number of his ministers, foreign ministers, need to resign. Matt, by the time we have these people resign, Dominica going to need an interim government and not an election. Because if you only take a opposition, just like Donald Trump, make sure he didn't do. He did not just take the opposition and put them in the office, because they say they win or because they win the last election. He is setting up Venezuela for an election, and the people will elect who they want. Matt, we have to reach a stage where Dominica have to set up for an election. Because even though if Roosevelt Scary called the election, we can say what we want. Roosevelt Scary is still winning. Because it have a number of people I spoke to after we did that electoral reform installation. There's a number of people that voted over all their years, and they coming to me to tell me I went to reconfirm, and they tell me I cannot. My name not there, and I'm not on the list of this and that. All these people is a strategy that these guys put together so that the people will not be able to win by election. Now people talk. Delbert Paris voted in the House that we should have electoral reform and under certain conditions. And if that is what we get in, let us go with it. But people give him so much pressure when that happens. But if you go about it now and you listen, a number of the faults that Delbert had already seen in them, a lot of people didn't see it. And they felt that Delbert was wrong to do what he do. But Delbert see where he would corner them. And he did corner them. Because that's why you use Western asking Delbert to come over. He set up a place for him in the House. But we need to understand now, the people need leadership from all. When I say all, I refer to all opposition people, not parties. All opposition people. Now is the time.
All right, we'll take you out on that note because of time. He's saying opposition forces come together. Now is the time to hit the streets, right? Boots on the ground. Somebody says Mr. Vince would not talk. Vince is a friend of Trump. Remember he said it some time ago? Or you don't want me to associate with people like Trump?
Is Vince really a friend of Trump, though? I mean, because I mean, if he was his friend, I would be up on a plane right now, flying up and meet with him. Because I'm gonna tell you, the policy changes that are coming along, Matt, are really gonna hurt us. We're gonna have some things looked at that are gonna. The U.S. government works in a very strategic way, and I want people to understand this. They will not crush you, but I'm going to tell you, they will suffocate you, and they will do it slowly. It will be one thing after another after another. We need this situation resolved now. In fact, Matt, we should have known this was coming, because remember, we had Canada put on restrictions on us, then we had England put on restrictions on us, and the restrictions are just keeping coming. And Matt, you know what's going to happen next? I think there's a possibility that we may see something coming from the French government. So there's quite that possibility that exists. So
Somebody's saying to me there on a WhatsApp message, Matt, how can you sit here and allow Andy to degrade Dominica? How did you degrade Dominica, Andy? I don't know.
I'm here.
Explanation.
I can tell you. I don't know what you mean by degrade. I believe in Dominica. It is my home, but I have to tell you, we've done some bad things in the past and if you have sins, you have to pay for your sins. I mean, that's just the fact. That's just how it works. We've done a lot of bad,
stubborn things.
Yeah, we've done a lot of bad foreign policy things. We've had issues that we were on the wrong side of. We've taken, I don't want to call it bribes, but we've taken money to vote different ways. We've looked away at different things that were going on. We've chosen a side with the Chinese that is not a very popular side, because we're in the Western world and the Chinese are all the way on the other side in the East. So we've not really done the right things. We were supposed to be working on us and our neighbors. And if you notice, even our neighbors, Matt, have alienated us. Matt, do you notice something? We have not gotten any press release from any of the other islands since Dominica and Antigua got caught up with this visa embargo. You notice that? You notice nobody has run to our rescue. You notice that the Prime Minister of so-and-so didn't run down to Dominica.
We haven't heard from OECS or CARICOM.
But we haven't heard from OECS. Everybody's staying away from us. It's almost like we have a disease.
Did you hear from Mia Motley?
Motley hasn't shown. Well, Motley said, I think she was talking a little bit about Venezuela, but it wasn't anything much. Because remember, Barbados has an American embassy down there. For them to really mess with that would be very stupid. Trinidad, we heard something from Trinidad, and Trinidad called our Prime Minister an idiot. And he also called the Prime Minister of Antigua an idiot, because he said, look at how the idiots do things. And they've dubbed them the Pirates of the Caribbean. So here it is that we've not had one single CARICOM country come to our defense. We've not had a statement from one single Caribbean country. Everybody who we rubbed shoulders with before, Matt, has literally run off into the sunset and left us behind. So I don't know what the caller is talking about. I love Dominica, but I have to tell you, we need some control in Dominica, and it's about time that we I mean, I've been on, Matt, how long have I been coming and visiting you on the radio? I mean, this is not a paid show. We do this for free. Matt and I sit here and we talk. So if you have something to say, please feel free to come in and say it, and hold your discussions correctly and make sure you understand your positions. But I'm on the international scene, and I can tell you, Dominica is not very well regarded right now. And I've been telling everybody this for a very long while, and we've done nothing about it.
All right, we're going to come back.
for that injustice against the people of Dominica. Take him, pick him up, and just go with him. And the guy has to be shared. Just go with him. No problem, me share, see. Mr. is a headache. The man is a problem. And we have to find a way to send a clear message to Leonard Clinton. You got so much paper, so much problem you cause for $1.2 billion. So much problem, stress. I mean, when are we going to arrest Clinton for that injustice against the people of Dominica? Take him, pick him up, and just go with him. And the guy is here. Just go with him. No problem, he's here, see. Mr. there.
Are we gonna come back to wrap it up here?
Dominica Q95 Radio is opened for your business in collaboration with the National Development Foundation of Dominica. Get ready to join Q95 Radio and NDFD for Nature Island Small Business Buzz, a live radio program bringing in empowerment to small business ideas and entrepreneurs across Dominica every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m., offering a unique national platform for small, medium, and growing business enterprises in Dominica. Together, we'll aspire to connect, advertise, learn, collaborate, and witness small business entrepreneurs thrive and succeed in the fertile broadcasting soil of Q95 along with the NDFD. Join us on our journey every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. One unbroken, exciting hour of free Q95 Radio small business promotion as together we explore all the challenges, the setbacks, the setups, the comebacks, stories, the history, the startups, the breakthroughs, the financing, the sweat, the toil, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the business plan, the overall success in pursuing your small business dream come true in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Join veteran broadcaster Franklin Peter Moses and Mr. Donald Bacasio, highly skilled, qualified, sought-after business and entrepreneurial manager, small business development expert, and strategic business coach. Together, we're taking you and your small business to the pinnacle of success in the Dominican economic landscape. So don't miss Nature Island Small Business Buzz every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Q95 Radio, the big station.
Universal elegance, the place to shop for home. Universal elegance, universal elegance, universal elegance, the place to shop for vehicles. Universal elegance, universal elegance, universal elegance, the place to shop for appliances. Universal elegance, universal elegance.
Hey, all you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossies. I tried to dock in, but you had time to see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my father with us, huh? Saga fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossies. And you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. To pack a respect him, why? But I get him up here to Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossies. Right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossies can't do it to you.
Compliments for you, boy. All right, Dominica, we have just a few more minutes. You know, we all go extra time.
Matt,
Yeah.
I love this man. That's why I have 2 Man of the Year. And these Jollies and Simeon Joseph. Those 2 men there are the Man of the Year. I love to hear the man talk, Matt. He gave you a lot of encouragement. He gave you a lot of food for thoughts, just like Simeon, educating you. Those 2 men there educating you, Matt. Even Joshua coming and educate us. What we need, if we have two men telling us about Dominica, Simeon Joseph and Andy Strauss, they are my man of the two men of the year.
Yo, man of the year. Thank you, Andy and Simeon. We take that. All right, Andy's. Should call you Andy? Andy's Jolly. Can you change your name on that birth certificate there? On the telephone. Are you there? Yes.
Yes, Mark.
Mm-hmm. How are
Mark,
you?
good day.
Yes,
I'm good. I'm good. Mr. Jolly, good day.
Good day.
Good day, good day.
Mr. Jolly, our Dominicans don't like to hear the truth. They just don't love hearing the truth. The truth is the truth. When we were small, they should beat us for lying, you know. Don't tell lies. Say the truth. So why Dominicans knowing what is wrong, they know the thing is wrong, you know, but because of who say it or who do it, it's okay. But my God, if the person doing wrong, say they're doing wrong now. Please. Mr. Jolly,
Yes,
you did
ma'am.
a good job. And you teach in people. Listen, they have to listen. And for them to understand what you say here is really right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Well, Matt, one of the problems that we have is that we don't have credible. I'm going to put this in light. We don't have, I think, credible news broadcasting system here in Dominica, and I think part of it is that we don't fact check a lot of the things that the politicians say to us. So therefore, I think they can tell us just about anything, and some people take it and run with it. I mean, a lot of people form a lot of different ideas, but we really need some credible news source here. And I think part of it is if you have an idea and you think that you have a position on it, go out and do some research on it. I mean, a lot of people sit there and say, "Well, Andy, how do you know what you're talking about?" I mean, I'm well researched. I spend a lot of time focusing on the issues that matter. But Matt, one of the things that I blatantly saw happen, and I couldn't believe it with my own two eyes, and this is the reason I'm stuttering, was when our prime minister came up on stage and says, "Well, here's what it is. The apprehension of Maduro, which means the change in the culture and the language of Venezuela, will not affect anything that is being done in Dominica." And that's a blatant lie. I mean, Venezuela, we have strong ties to Venezuela still in Dominica, and it's very clear that this will affect us. The question is, how bad is it going to affect us right now? Venezuela, obviously, like he said, has long been a big supporter of Dominica, but we have to understand, Matt, when you have leaders like Chavez, Maduro in power, yes, they're giving us money, they're giving us things, but that is dirty money, or that is polluted funds that were being invested into the country. And here you are rubbing shoulders with people who were not the best people in the world. So ask yourself for a minute, if you find somebody rubbing shoulders with criminals and with people who have known bad behavior or behavior which is not just, what do you think that person is? Well, guess what? The people who are rubbing shoulders with Chavez, the people who are rubbing shoulders with Maduro, the people who are rubbing shoulders with Cuba, look at, we're rubbing shoulders with China. Well, what does that make Dominica? That makes Dominica a friend of theirs. So we need to start figuring out, do we need to change our friends that we're rubbing shoulders with? And be very clear, Matt. None of these other Caribbean islands were doing what we were doing. We were one of the worst offenders. So therefore, we are going to pay the price of being the worst offender. And that price is coming down the line. And we as Dominicans have to understand that we have nobody to blame but ourselves, because we put those leaders who go out and represent us, who go out and give these statements, we put them in place. So we as Dominicans are going to pay the price for whatever restrictions, embargoes, or sanctions that are going to be put on us.
A quick question that somebody's asking them, Matt. I have an American passport due to renew in 2 years because my birthplace is Dominica. I asked Mr. Jolly, should I go to the U.S. or should I go to U.S. right now or wait 2 years to come to make a move? Thank you. The person asked actually with I don't think that's a problem because you're a citizen.
If you're a citizen, I don't think you should have a problem. But again, Matt, here's the thing: the climate is changing, and here's the fact. As I said, Donald Trump is leading one of the biggest repatriation. And if you're not in the U.S., Matt, the whole idea of a citizen is you're supposed to be in the U.S., you're supposed to be contributing, you're supposed to be paying taxes, you're supposed to be living, working in the U.S. The question becomes, what are you not doing in the U.S.? And that is the question on everybody's table right now. Are you contributing to this society, or are you now loyal to a different society? That's the question.
Fair question. Anyway, we've got to go. It's that time.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you with that song, and we're going to leave you with that comment there that's been making the wrongs. What did you say?
And we have to find a way to send a clear message to Lennox Linton. You got so much paper, so much problem you cause for $1.2 billion, so much problem, stress. I mean, when are we going to arrest Linton for that injustice against the people of Dominica? Take him, pick him up, and just go with him. And the guy we say, just go with him. No problem, he says, see, Mr. is a headache, the man is a problem.
No, we have to ask a question. Are we going to arrest Trump now?
Matt, here's the thing. We have to wait and see. And I tell you, be prepared for more coming down the line. Next few weeks are going to be interesting. Remember, the visa issue starts on January 21st is our date. So look out for more things coming up before January 21st.
We've been given 180 days. Let's see what we do with that.
Matt, those 180 days are gone. We are in trouble. Don't expect anything unless you see a drastic turnaround. This is the point where you call it the come to Jesus moment for Mr. Roosevelt Scarrett.
We'll see you around sometime.
Yes, always a pleasure.
Safe trip. I know I'll see you for the carnival. Your carnival.
Always. I'm always here. So I'll be back.
Take care now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Every day is something. October always hot. Independence time, that is for